You clicked on the video, so you must want to know, how can you Mapo everything? Mapo tofu is one of my favorite dishes. I really love the sauce and I want it to go on everything. So this is a recipe that I came up with on how to Mapo everything. Rice, noodles, eggs, you name it, it can be done.
So here is a breakdown of what I think I need in order to achieve my goal. Let's tackle each element together one by one.
Now these are dried shiitake mushrooms and they have such a nice, deep, mysterious note that I really enjoy. This is what I look for when I cook with mushrooms. I want them to be big and bold. We're going to be using them in 2 dimensions for this dish. We're going to rehydrate them and cut them into chunks to give our sauce a nice meaty bite. And at the same time, we're going to be using this to make some mushroom stock, and we're going to use it as the bulk of our liquid base to reduce into a nice, delicious Mapo sauce. When I have mushrooms, I want something big and bold in terms of flavor. So when I look for mushrooms, this is what I reach for. Here I have 5 dried shiitake mushrooms. I'm going to place them in a pot with about 2 cups of water. We'll simmer this for about 10 minutes and then we're done. During this time, you'll notice that your water is going to develop a nice brown shade, and that's because it's extracting all the beautiful flavors from the mushroom. Very quickly, you can see the color of the water has changed. Now you only need this to be at a simmer. If you get a lot of bubbles like this, just lower down the heat. I'm just looking at the overhead camera and it just looks gorgeous. I just love how food looks on camera, especially with the right lighting.
So let this bubble away at your pleasure.
Now the time is up. And you can take a look at the mushrooms and the stock. Just look at that beautiful shade. It's almost golden brown. At the same time, the mushrooms that we've rehydrated have increased in volume as well because they've absorbed a lot of the water within the pot. When you smell the stock alone, it smells exactly like the mushrooms that we added. Some of the members of my family don't really enjoy the smell, but this aroma is something I really love.
For our recipe, let's try to set aside about 1.5 cups of the mushroom stock.
Now the mushrooms will be really hot when you just finish boiling them, so once they've cooled down, we can actually give them a chop. I want my chunks to be rather large, nothing too small. I want them to feel nice and generous. And you can really feel how much water the mushrooms have absorbed. It's really kind of like a sponge. Now for the mushroom stock, the tip will be really hard, but the center can be eaten. So what I like to do is I'll cut the tip off and I'll save the center, just like that. Now don't get the mushroom chunks too small, I want them to feel nice and generous. There's also a delicious mushroom dish I grew up eating, where you get dried shiitake mushrooms and you cook them with a nice oyster sauce and garlic, and it's really simple and great with rice.
Next, we'll need to make the heart and soul of this dish. We'll need to make our mala sauce. To a wok, we'll fry up about 6 cloves of garlic with 6 tablespoons of cooking oil. Next, we'll add 6 tablespoons of Szechuan doubanjiang and 3 tablespoons of fermented black beans. Fry this up for about 2 to 3 minutes on a medium-low as we allow the colors to darken and for all the flavors to develop. Next, add 3 tablespoons of chili flakes and 3 tablespoons of freshly toasted Szechuan peppercorns. We're gonna fry this up for another 2 minutes before we deglaze this with some Chinese cooking wine. Let's use about 2 tablespoons. To bring joy and balance, we'll add 1 tablespoon of sugar, and we'll follow this up with about 1 3/4 cups of water or chicken stock. For me, I'm using chicken stock, and if you want, I have a full video on how you can make chicken stock at home. It's a full deep dive on Asian chicken stock, and I covered everything from how you can use chicken powder and chicken bones, so if you're curious, I've left a link in the description below. Now, one thing to note is that even if you used water, the sauce can be salty because of the ingredients that we used. So if you're going to use the stock, make sure that it's low in sodium. Right now, we're extracting all the delicious flavors from the ingredients such as the garlic and the fermented black beans. So let's simmer this for about 2 to 3 minutes before we turn off the heat. Once done, this should fit nicely in a mason jar and you have exactly 6 portions of the sauce. For this recipe, we'll use about 1 portion of the mala sauce, which is about 5 to 6 tablespoons. And with this mala mustard sauce in your fridge, you can use this to unlock all sorts of different mala recipes. And if you really want to jazz up your dishes, you can also use this with my mala oil as well.
With my mala mustard sauce and my mala oil, we can make a ton of different recipes, and this is just one of them.
For some added protein, I'm going to prepare 200 grams of minced meat. You can use pork, chicken or beef, whatever you like. To start bringing this dish together, we need to add about 2 tablespoons of oil into our wok before we can properly introduce our meat.
Now what we're looking to achieve at this stage is to make sure we can get a nice brown crust on our meat. So give it some time and move it around, your patience will be rewarded.
If your meat releases a lot of moisture, then allow all the water to boil away, and if you need to, just add a little bit of oil into the wok to get that Bayat reaction going.
Now the meat has developed a nice char, let's add in our garlic and mushrooms. Here's where we want the flavors to really melt together. Okay, that looks good. Now it's time to add our sauce.
Here we're going to add about 5 to 6 tablespoons of the mala mustard sauce that we made earlier. Toss this around to allow the soul of Szechuan to infuse itself into the meat and mushrooms.
Whew. Smells good.
At this point, we've gotten the best flavors out of our dry stir fry. It's time to add in our liquids.
We deglaze this with a little bit of cooking wine. And next we'll add our mushroom stock.
Now, just like life, good Chinese food is all about the balance, so let's add a little bit of sugar to balance the flavors out. Now cover this up and allow it to bubble in mystery.
Okay, this has been simmering for about 2 to 3 minutes. And as you can see, it looks so good right now in the wok. Give everything a good mix. Wow. Okay, here's where you can actually taste it. You can adjust it. Do you want more of the sauce? Do you want more sugar? Do you want more salt? This is where you can just adjust this to your liking. Now, if you really want to jazz things up, you can add a bit of the mala oil we made. And because I want things a little bit spicier, I'm going to add some chili peppers and our Szechuan peppercorns. Oh, that looks so good. And now for the last touch, we're going to add in a little bit of a cornstarch slurry.
By adding the cornstarch slurry, we can get a delicious, luscious mouthfeel.
Yeah, and there you have it, your Mapo sauce is done. And all that's left to do is to serve this up. Ooh, that looks amazing. So here we have our Mapo sauce. Let's give this a taste test. Yes, this is everything I love about Mapo tofu. There's a nice spicy aroma, there's a very mild tingling sensation, not too much, just enough to make it pleasurable. The meat that we fried earlier adds a nice unctuous bite to the sauce, and the chunky mushrooms are the sponge that absorb all the delicious flavors. And when you bite into them, you release all the juices in your mouth, and it's just so good. And you can actually drizzle it on all sorts of things like rice, noodles, and even steamed eggs. Now this is a dish that can definitely tailor to your taste. If you want it spicier, or if you want more of that numbing sensation, then go and add more chilies, more Szechuan peppercorns. It's really up to you. Of course, you don't have to use mushroom stock or mushrooms if you don't like it. You can use chicken stock, beef stock, or anything that you prefer. The idea that I want you guys to take away with is that this is a great base for you to customize something that you like and always have something Mapo that you can have in your fridge at any time of the day. You want this to a nice sauce. If you realize that your sauce is a little bit too dry, don't be afraid to add more stock into your dish and bring it up to speed. I hope you guys enjoyed this video on how to Mapo anything, because I am going to Mapo everything with this sauce. I'll see you in the next one.